Are we live?
Are we live? On that side of the computer.
Welcome in. We're going live. This is the Q&A. He's Zack Jones. Got Matty Ice right here. He might make an appearance on camera. Feel free to chime in on the live chat when with any questions. But guys, what do you guys want to talk about
Today?
Well, right now we're still at, we've got 3 people in, so we've got some time. So we've got Matt in there. We go. We've got some people coming in. What's going on, fellas?
Going live for Q&A.
Be live. So I guess my first. Mikey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Yes, we are live. Good afternoon.
What's up, boys?
So what was that? You said you had a question,
I
Matt?
do, but I actually pulled back. I figured we'd wait for a few more people to come in. But I want to talk about the Conor McGregor fight. And then, was he fighting? Manny Pacquiao?
Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at some of these cross-sport props just a little bit ago, and very exciting stuff. So, like Aaron Judge home runs compared to knockdowns, what McGregor was one of them.
Okay.
The Colorado State football game, total touchdowns based on over under how many rounds the fight goes.
Oh, I like that prop.
So there's some pretty fun ones. So I just sent a tweet out a bit ago, or it should go out.
Yeah.
So guys, check that out. It's from Bet Online. They have, Five Dimes.
5 Dimes has them. I'm gonna pull them up.
Cool.
So, and I think that's how I'm gonna be betting this fight because it's too.
I was
stupid, I think.
And I was even thinking about this. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Drew and I were in Vegas last week, and we were asking lots of people questions. Everybody from bookmakers to cappers to personalities, held to ourselves to random
girls in the
pool. And there's something about Mayweather that always brings this what if factor when he fights, and it's just is it the fact that we don't feel like he's really been tested, that he handpicks all of his fights for the most part, that we've never seen him rock.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he seems untouchable, that it's like, well, what happens? He's a great defensive fighter, but if he gets hit, sure, he's the better boxer, but if everyone, I don't know, I heard of at least 20 people in Vegas, and again, all industry fellas, saying like, this is the bet of the century. How much have you laid on it? Well, but something doesn't feel right. What if? And that kept coming up. What if? But we dealt with something like this in the Pacquiao fight too. Not to this level, but that all I keep hearing is what if. So what if it's not enough to make me drop -400, -500? I'm like you said, cross sport props. I feel so much more comfortable knowing I can predict the way the first few rounds are going to roll pretty comfortably. I feel how it's going to end. That what if starts to weigh a lot more, and it ain't weighing -400. So I'm staying away from that.
Something really, I think I agree with it as far as I'm taking a side. Mayweather with the distance is like +180. I think that's a solid bet. Other than that, I wouldn't touch anything on the sides.
Yeah, I mean, talking to your point, Zach, that when you lay 400 to win 100, that gets tough to do. It takes a lot of money. Yeah, when we were out in Vegas, went to Oasis and was talking with some of the industry guys, and the biggest bettor I know, Aaron Renning, he was just saying he's waiting to see if it goes under -400, and he wouldn't mind laying like 20 grand to win like six grand or something like that.
Yeah.
That then it starts to make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of money, and you got to be a really successful bettor in order to do that.
Yeah, you've got to have a bankroll.
Exactly. You got to be able to risk 20 grand.
And you still have to be using a large percentage of your bankroll. Like hearing some guys saying, the big money's coming, guys are emptying out their safety deposit boxes. I was on the phone with someone, a big someone, when he got a phone call from a friend that was going, just getting the green light to go, seriously, clear out his safety deposit box for Jerome Mayweather, because the line was just at -500, and they were happy about that. Yeah, it's still there. We're going to perfect. Jump on it now. He could have waited even 2 days and gotten a better line. But yeah, Matt Holt brought up some good points the other night when he was on Late Night on Campus, and a few other people are starting to notice that the tide's swinging, the big money is finally starting to drop. If you were going to bet Mayweather, your ship is starting to sail. If it hasn't, it's going to sell. It's going to sell soon. So again, yeah, that's why the cross sport props are kind of funny. It's funny you brought up the Aaron Judge thing. It's like as soon as you said Aaron Judge, I was like, yeah, I'm taking the under.
I think he's getting a half a point on the spread.
Yeah, so those are always fun. You typically see those with like the Super Bowl and whatnot. Yes. So it's cool to see when they bring them out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of EPL stuff for you soccer guys out there. There's a bunch of college football ones. So mostly for the Colorado State game.
I'm trying to find them right here.
If you just search Judge, that's what I do. It's the last one down.
Cynthia's on here. What's up, Cynthia?
What's up, girl?
Hey, Robinson, I didn't know you were a Marlins fan. I thought you were a Philadelphia fan. You had that Philadelphia hat on. Anyway, hey, did you guys see Late Night in Campus last night? Zach, you were there.
Yep.
You called in.
Yeah, no, it's just they were making fun of me because, you know, they say every time you line up a phone call with Zach, he's always a few minutes late.
Okay, yeah.
Just big man never answers. That's the problem. So, no, I had to call in and prove that, yeah, I can show up.
Yeah, no, they were funny. When people were calling in, they had that girl call in. I bought it for a minute.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
I wasn't the only one.
Such a little church boy.
This is interesting. Sorry. Average bet on McGregor, $140. Average bet on Floyd, $6,000.
Yeah, of course.
70% of tickets are on Conor as of last week. I'm sure it's
but you know, we've talked about this before. It's, you know, you see this in big fights. The money, the percentage always goes towards the underdog. People dropping the small money on the underdog, hoping to get a big payday. Holly Holm took most of the action. What, like 97% over Ronda Rousey. Pacquiao was like 87% in the Mayweather fight. Now, clearly, the big money was sometimes the other way, but it's just people tend to bet the dogs in these big events because, you know, the average bettor said a little while ago, aside from a novelty, hey, I got $1 on Mayweather, you know, and I'm going to make, you know, pennies. So at that point, it's a novelty bet. Anybody looking to try to drop $10 and make some cash is going to bet the underdog. And so, yeah, that's not a surprise at all. I think a lot of the guys we talked to all said the same thing. Yeah, clearly the amount of people, the tickets on one, are going one way, but the money is definitely swinging the other way, and it's going to. I mean, that's going to grow.
Yeah. It's like you said. If you're looking at betting Mayweather, you might have already missed your chance to get the best. Well, the best line I think is gone. Dipped it in 300.
What about all of the Irish coming in and flooding Vegas?
I don't remember. Did you talk to Dave about that?
I mean, everybody.
Even from a few people.
Even from like the ticket agents at the airport were like, oh, we can't. Yeah.
That's what we were talking to. You know, who was it? Kelly was telling us that. You know, if you've never seen McGregor fight in Las Vegas, that the town is essentially painted, you know, in Irish flags, and that it's nuts. And, you know, and that also caused me to kind of wonder, you know, if the Irish money is going to have that effect in Vegas, are we going to see a big difference in line swings?
Yes.
The Vegas lines and the offshore lines?
I think we will.
Because, you know, clearly they have to fly there, land, get situated, and wake up from their drunken stupor to place their bets.
Yeah, if you're looking to bet Mayweather, it may be better right before the fight to do it in Vegas.
Potentially.
Probably, right.
And then at the same time, you know, speaking of Irish, we heard that Paddy Power went ahead and paid out the Mayweather tickets today. And of course, you know, they've done this a few times where they paid out Hillary Clinton as a winner. And, you know, Donald Trump went on to win, for those of you who didn't know. And yeah, so they ended up having to pay both sides. Now, is this a PR stunt? Absolutely. I mean, why not? Same thing. They did it with Stoke a few years ago to lose their first game or to get relegated or something
Stoke
in the
City?
EPL. And sure enough, Stoke won the game, and the entire stadium, not the entire stadium, but at least the local supporters were chanting, like, "Are you watching now, Paddy Power?" Like,
cool.
I mean, that's a PR stunt, not the century, but that is a hell of a PR stunt, and one that made sense. You know, how much money did you have on this? So yeah, you see Paddy Power's already paid out the Mayweather side. Being in that area, you can only imagine there's a lot of Irish tickets and Paddy Power going on McGregor. So publicity stunts taking place, but yeah, people are calling it a sure bet. But yeah, we've seen stranger things happen. We got any good questions coming through?
Yeah, there's one here.
Ace Farmer talking about funny business. Yes, we were. Funny business, again, the what if factor. God, I can't remember who it was, but some guy, the guy that does MMA videos with Gabe, that was there talking with us at the Westgate.
Gamble Lou?
No, the other guy. Okay, I can't remember.
Furry's Picks or whatever.
I can't remember his name off the top of his head.
Yeah,
but,
he's down here in Costa Rica.
But yeah, these guys, you know, it keeps coming up. You know, what if, you know, if these guys know how much a rematch is this a, you know, can this be a 3-fight event? Can this be they
probably
fight?
would be. It'd be $1 billion.
If Mayweather loses, they fight again, he wins, then, you know, no matter what, you've got a third fight that's scheduled. It can be $1 billion payday, essentially, if the guy plays it right. You know, Is that the case? We've got a guy, what's his nickname? Money. You know, is he trying to be business smart about this? But he also, then you weigh in the ego factor. I don't know. So again, it's everybody's kicking these things back and forth. So
I don't think anything's worth more than him right now at 50. And especially to get two guys not even a true boxer. If something happens, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be Mayweather's consent.
Yeah, I brought it up to BMOC on the roundtable, and he was kind of saying the money wouldn't matter that much anyway. I mean, he's already really rich, I guess. What's up with that tax issue, though? Whatever happened with that?
This morning, his thing is, it's not like the Wesley Snipes sort of thing. Wesley Snipes being very evasive and hiding things. Floyd Mayweather just doesn't give a shit. He pays his taxes like once a decade and just hands $50 million over.
And pays the fine and just says, "Fuck you." Yeah.
It's a bit different.
that someone says that he thinks McGregor is going to ninja kick Mayweather in the fucking head and gets disqualified. Isn't there something in their clause like if Mayweather, like if McGregor uses a UFC style fighting, like kicks, takedown or something, that he loses a percentage of his paycheck?
Significant percentage.
Yeah, it's massive. But no, you got to wonder if the guy gets rocked, if he's just going to go to instincts, like if he takes a hard shot and he's going to tap back into what he knows, what he's been trained to do for most of his life. At that point, do you come up in a daze and throw a kick? I kind of like that prop. I don't know. I think
I do too. I don't know.
He's going to get hit. If he gets hit, he gets his bell rung. If you've ever had your
tag, but how hard he gets hit is I'm not sure.
You also have to keep in mind some of those props, the grading, you got to watch out on that. Like what actually counts as a kick,
Sure. Like, does it have to hit him?
Right. Yeah. Does that count? Probably matters what the risk is more for the book. So I try to stay away from those where it's not an actual, you can for sure tell if it happened or not.
I think AJ Styles runs in and attacks them both, setting up a match for WrestleMania. That'd be a good prop bet. Take McGregor ninja kicks him to Qs. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. Were you guys all watching the fight? I know we're trying to watch it.
Someone told me you don't have to pay for it in Costa Rica.
What's that?
I heard that it was just on local TV.
No, sometimes they do. Like the
Pacquiao Mayweather fight was.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that will be the case with this.
I heard it was.
Okay, so
I heard
cool.
maybe even like
no, I don't have
Fox or
cable,
something.
so that doesn't help me out.
Oh no! I used that in the bet I was giving out. Your information, Maddie, that it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, like Cynthia said, it's on Fox Sports then.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, someone's asking for your best MLB bet today.
For my best MLB bet,
yeah,
I'd defer to Matt.
My best MLB bet. Let's see. Let's today. The Yankees are no, that was yesterday.
Washington Nationals with Strasburg on the hill.
No. Yeah, Yankees first 5 over.
Okay. Cool. So wait, it's going to be on TV here?
Yeah.
I like the Indians too tonight.
If you go to the bar, it'll obviously be on.
Tap House? Or any bar? Close.
Yeah. Henry's has it on. So that'd be nice. We can kind of sit upstairs if we want. I don't know if they have TVs up there though.
Henry's is expensive. I hate that place. It's not as expensive. It's just a ripoff. I mean, I'm not paying $20 for a fucking
hot dog. Here's a question I do not know the answer to. So, do we know any books that have the option to cash out tickets prior to the event or during the game? I think 5 times does that. I don't know other than that though. We can kind of get out before the game's over. I think that's what that question is. McGregor loses 85% of his purse if he goes MMA.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I knew it was something in there that was crazy. As far as the books, as far as the payout option, I know there's a lot of the UK books will offer you that with parlays, where if you're hitting a parlay and you cash your first ticket and the second event hasn't started, you can back out at some sort of cut percentage, but you're allowed to back out. I think Bet365 does that. A lot of those guys. But so as far as the others,
Betfair.
Not 100% sure on some of the other books, but then again, like I said, it's usually for those guys putting together parlays, or what the British would call them, accumulator bets. You're allowed to back out after if you've cashed part of if you've obviously missed the first part of your parlay. Sorry, obvious reasons.
How's gambling taxes there in Costa Rica? I don't know. I pay my taxes through the U.S.
Yeah, whatever's nice.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the Costa Rican government knows I'm here.
As far as like owning something here, same cheap. That's why I think.
So we've got white guy video games. I would like to know what a white guy video game is.
I don't know. This guy's good though. He's brought up some good points.
What is a white guy video game? Zelda.
He's funny. He says some funny stuff on the roundtable.
Yeah. He's like, I like Mayweather by decision. I think both fighters just want cash and aren't really going to try to kill each other. Plus 250 odds as well. You know, everybody keeps bringing up the Mayweather and the ego part. Like, it's not about the money. It's about the ego. He wants to put on a show. He wants to make sure there's an option for a rematch. In my opinion, that option at least stands there so he can get some more Mayweather.
You think so?
I think he wants the option. Or the option of, who knows, another fight in the future. So no, I think he's definitely got to put on a show, entertain the audience. He's got to dance around for a few rounds, land some punches. But, you know, he also did come out and say that he guaranteed that the fight went in a decision. Like, that's something he did say yesterday.
Apparently,
he said that he thinks, you know, he's happy with the lighter ounce gloves because he plans to knock this guy the fuck out.
Well,
so does he, you know, I see Mayweather finishing this fight. I see it 100% on his terms. I see Conor starting off slow. I see him being more calculated. We've seen that from him in the past, even though you see that with, you know, aside from, you know, knocking Aldo out in seconds, you know, he tends to be really calculated fighter. I see Conor being smart. I see the first 3 rounds being dancing around, feeling each other up, him getting comfortable in the ring, Mayweather establishing his dominance and his speed. And then after that, Mayweather's just going to dictate the fight. And before the fight's over, Conor will lay on the mat.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, and the way that I look at it is that Mayweather wants to embarrass McGregor. He wants to show him that he fucked up by trying to step in the ring.
Yeah, while showboating for the audience. He wants to show him how much out of his element he is.
You know, like Spider Silva style. He's going to dance around. Maybe he'll throw a kick or so.
But just like that, we've seen Silva get rocked in those situations.
Well, yeah, that did happen once.
And I loved it. I hate when guys do it. I can't stand it. Yeah.
I was talking to Adam Hill, who writes for the Review Journal there, and he's been to both camps. His assessment was it wouldn't go the whole fight because Conor McGregor, the fights are shorter, and he's actually running out of breath in his camp compared to Mayweather.
The fights are shorter, but the rounds are longer, and I do think that MMA is more intense, physically taxing on you than boxing is for a minute to minute.
Well, I was listening to an expert saying that it takes about 5 years of experience to train and become not a professional, but a 10-round boxer. Like,
it's horrible.
It's difficult. And you know, we see Conor has gotten winded. You know, he's finished a lot of fights early. But you know, even the Nate Diaz saying he was winded when he got tapped out. He was getting beat up, but he definitely didn't have the stamina. Now, has he really upped his stamina game? I don't know. We'll see. How does he last? Clearly, training for it's one thing, sparring for it's one thing, but actually having to go toe-to-toe with Floyd, and you're going to get frustrated because you can't tag the guy. I mean, you can't. At least in MMA, if you can't tag the guy, you can go for a takedown. You can touch him. You can kick him. You can do things that at least feel like you're making some sort of progress, wearing the guy down. It's a big mental thing. He's not going to have that with Floyd. I do think he'll start slow, and I think he's going to get frustrated.
I think one of the props was how many, what's more, total goals scored in the EPL that day or punches landed by McGregor?
That's Jesus. So we have to look at that EPL schedule.
I don't know. There's a lot of games.
I'm going to say, yeah, I would probably take
I would take the EPL. I saw guys out there who he will not land one significant strike on him. Which is a kind of exaggeration, but maybe not that much.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I think McGregor's going to come out trying to knock him out.
Trying to, sure.
Yeah, and then
you see that Ali in the corner sort of bobbing weaving and just.
Dude, I almost think he should push the rules, cheat if you will. Like when the ref is telling him to stop, just keep going.
WWE pull a chair.
Yeah, so he gets a point deduction or 2 points deduction, but he fucks with Floyd's head. You know, he's going to get Floyd out of the rhythm.
We've also seen Floyd do that when he was in comfortable situations. You know, the famous step on the feet fight. Yes. He employs those tactics too. When Floyd gets pushed, we've seen it, and the refs tend to side with him. They've done it in the past. The whole Pacquiao fight, Jesus Christ, all he did was hug the guy. It's boxing. Sure, you're the best defensive fighter in the world, but I mean, it's Floyd. Floyd plays dirty in certain ways, and he makes sure that the fight curves to the way he wants the fight to go. He is, it's the equivalent of managing the clock in the NFL. He makes sure that the pace is always on his terms, and if you're getting inside, he's going to get closer. He's going to grab you. And like I said, everything from stomping on the feet, and the refs continuously side with Floyd.
Yeah. McGregor will tag in Hulk Hogan. I also saw another prop today, which I'd like to add. McGregor to win the fight in one punch under 49 seconds. With only one punch. So I think that's the only way he wins. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
So what did we learn in Las Vegas last week?
It's
hot.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was fun. I mean, Vegas has a great atmosphere, man. Out there at the Wynn Pool, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how many atmospheres you can get like that. The Encore Beach Club at night, that place is sick.
I prefer an empty beach in Costa Rica any day of the week.
Crowded beaches are kind of gross.
Yeah.
It wasn't a beach. It's like a pool party.
I think Matt's aware there's no ocean in Las Vegas.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
No.
I think it's apples and oranges. I mean, I'd like to chill on the beach too.
It's one of those things I could do maybe once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
easily enjoy myself.
Kind of frequent.
Yeah, well, still, it's work at the same time. So, but yeah, definitely, Jesus, guys, if you go to Las Vegas, the Wynn is where it's at.
Yeah,
I've been to a few places. I was watching Barstool Sports. I was listening to something, and they're doing fight week, and they're staying at the lovely Luxor, which smells like an ashtray. And
I've never been there.
It's like, so SBR did it right, man.
Yeah.
So definitely the Luxor.
That's the pyramid one, right?
Yes, absolutely, and the weird elevators that you can't ever seem to find. I mean, it's just hard to find them too. The place is massive, but no, the Wynn was legit. Next time we go, definitely going to be staying there.
Yeah,
and you're pretty close to the Westgate, and the Wynn just opened up a new sportsbook. We saw it. We took some pictures there. They did the grand opening Monday night. Been cool to kind of hang around to see that, but obviously it was open when we were there as well. Beautiful.
Another thing I noticed is you see these guys like Chris Andrews, even Matt Holt, kind of chill, hang out, what's up kind of dude, have a beer. And then we see Johnny Avello. Yeah. And I did not get that vibe from him. He was suit and tie, saying hello to all the big rollers.
Have a presentation
Yeah.
We'll give him that. So, but yeah, he definitely was more like the corporate look.
Yeah.
Chris is the type of guy that'll stick his head out and come talk to you.
Yeah.
And like you said, Matt Holt and those fellas are great. They give you a little bit of insight. Even the guy from the Golden Nugget that we were chatting with.
Tony Miller's real cool.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
Tony Miller was handing out drink tickets and and willing to just chat. And,
that guy's awesome.
Shit. No, Tony Miller was great. But yeah, those kind of that old school style bookmaker was neat. And that's why you see sports bettors congregate at those type of books, because there's that open environment, that type of atmosphere. Mm. There's a little camaraderie, and because all those guys are the ones that have been on the other side of the line. Mm. Makes you wonder if Avello had, came up through corporate ranks to get that position.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't a bettor, I mean, Chris Andrews would be the first to tell you he took his first bet on the playground at 5 years old. He was taking money that early. So some of these guys have worked both sides, and they make them a little bit more open to chat with people like us. But yeah, Tony Miller was great. Would love to get back and chat with him some. But yeah, also like you said, Vegas in August. The vibe up there for the fight's going to be great.
I'll probably championship too this weekend.
Big 3 championship, yeah. It was a little bit cooler, maybe, but yeah. Also, anything else you learned?
A couple things. One, the food is amazing all over. Great Asian food all over. Supposedly, it's some of the best in the world there. They have a strip. First of all, there's a lot of Asian people there, way more than I would have thought of.
They hang around the casinos. That's so usual.
Yeah, hanging around the casinos, a lot of the dealers are of Asian descent. So it's really cool because there's a lot of Asian restaurants when you're heading to where you live in Vegas, because they all leave the casinos late at night. So those are all open late at night, which I thought was really cool to get a good bite to eat.
But now from a sports betting mindset, from just a gambling mindset in general, it's a cool place to travel for a weekend, do some shopping, blow some money. That place sucks money out of you. If you're going there to make money, it's not happening. You might come out a little bit. You might put a dent, cut back on your hotel bill a little bit if you're successful. But yeah, if you're going out there to make money sports betting, man, online's the way to do it.
Oh yeah, for
because,
sure.
it's expensive to stay, it's expensive to eat, it's ridiculously high.
Guys on Steve Stevens' TV show that go out there.
Yeah, unless you're Steve Stevens and hanging out with Mayweather daily.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry guys, it just doesn't happen that way. But so no, I would, from a sports betting mindset, I prefer to be behind my computer hanging out with, you know, either by myself watching the games, chilling with friends. But yeah, going there, it's a cool environment, but not necessarily where I would go, with the goal of making money by any means.
Yeah, even if you live there, you got to pay to park, all that kind of shit. So if you're watching the games from the sports book, I guess you could do it on your app. But if you're outside of Nevada,
that's what a guy was telling us. We said, you know, like, hey man, you've been to this place, and he broke it down kind of in an interesting way. Something, I didn't even think about it. He's like, well, look, you know, if you want to bet there, you know, this book is only good for high rollers because, you know, it's $7 an hour to park. So if you're going to park to watch a game, you know, you're spending at least $21, $30. You know, if you just want to even park and walk the place you bet, you've already spent $7 to $14. You know, you got to be betting big money. At least I say big money, at least $300, $400, $500 on the game, because you've already lost some money at that point, plus a little bit more based off the parking. So I don't know, it's just kind of funny listening to how some of those guys broke it down and looked at it. Something that us guys, you know, down here, the guys that, you know, typically are online, take for granted that we get those advantages. That it just is so much easier. You can have multiple accounts, and you can different books that offer different things. And sure, you can find
the bonus system is better. The reduced juice as well. There's a lot of
refunding, and just the fact that you don't have to always have cash in your pocket. You know, so no, it's definitely one of the multiple advantages that we have with what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Sushi in here. What's up, bud?
5 million pay-per-view buys prop went from up to 175 back down to 155 though.
Yeah.
I think you're moving lines.
Well, and then it got bought down. So there's obviously the other side to it. I mean, I like it. I'd max bet it. You can only bet it for $50 at Bet Online. Yeah, that's the max. But I'll tell you this, that scares me that Zack's saying it's going to be available here now, because that was part of the bet. And if that's not this, you know, I don't know.
I'm just curious. You know, YouTube live streams have really taken off, and you know, I've got.
We were watching South Park the other day.
I mean, but it's just all day, every day, live streams. Any sporting event that takes place. I watched the last UFC event on YouTube. I used to use the streaming services. They get a little fuzzy. You have to try to find that little X button that they try to hide from you. And you know, I'm good at hunting those things down now. But then it was on YouTube, the entire thing, the whole fight, great quality. Just don't get on Twitter in case there's like a 5-second lag. So, you know, you're always the last one to hop on and say, oh shit. True. So this fight's going to be on YouTube. There's no question about it.
Really?
You're going to be able to see it. Oh, of course. There'll probably be like 30 feeds. And it's just, you know, they'll get shut down.
I don't know. Isn't Showtime going to crack down on that?
So Showtime said that they're going to be very aggressive and they're going crazy about this stuff. But to me, like, I don't know what that means. Like, if you're going to steal it, you're going to be able to steal it, right? Like, how many people? I don't understand what their extra thing is, and why wouldn't they always do that? So I don't know if that's just a false threat. It's to get people thinking ahead of time that they're not going to be able to stream it live, so just to order it. Really don't know.
Yeah, if you're having 20 friends over, it's worth $100, not to, you know, mess with that.
Their attempt to make sure that people buy it ahead of time.
And then as far as the handle goes, what they charge bars is certain, not the handle, but they charge bars like a much larger fee based off your occupancy.
I believe
like your max occupancy. And then
they $800 for the last day of fight when I was working.
And if I remember correctly, they like even with the UFC, they say if they have agents that if they show up to your establishment and you have more people than you're supposed to have or that you've paid for, you can actually be sued or it's a criminal offense. I've never seen it, but they threaten you with it. Like, can they do it? Sure, but will they? Probably not.
So you know, for what this was when UFC was, not that it's not now, but it was blowing up. Like this was 2008, 2009, so it was very, very big. People wanted to come see it, so we would charge. That's $15 a head, people to come in.
And that's kind of goes against, that's why I kind of like the under in that prop, is we're more of a social media age where it's all about being able to say like, look at me, here I am, you know, watching the fight with friends. People want to go out and be seen watching this. People want that picture of them watching the fight take place at a location. It's not good enough to watch this at your house anymore. And so I see the bar scene is going to be where this is at because it's a social event. It's not enough to tweet, oh, I like Mayweather. Oh, I predicted this right. It's you got to be at a club. You got to be in the scene. got to be around people. So I think
people that don't watch boxing watch or don't want to watch this. So like my wife, like she could have cared less, probably didn't even know anything about McGregor, Mayweather, Pacquiao, or anything else. But she was like, she's flying back from New York on Saturday, and she was very excited to try and watch this fight.
Oh yeah, but tell her you're going to spend $100 to watch it in the house. She's going to call you a dumbass, and she's going to say, "Let's go down the street and watch it with some people." Same thing with me. You know, like if I had to call some people to get together to come watch the fight at my house, I could get some guys from work. But you know, if that's the case, that's $100 spent to get the office to watch it. If it was not for being in this industry, if I was just a regular dude, you know, maybe my wife and I would call some other friends, and they wouldn't be so into it. Now go out to a club, go grab dinner, go grab some drinks, go to the bar. I like the under here.
Then you're spending $100 anyway. You know,
at least I got food, and I got an environment, and I got a good selfie, which is apparently what people tend to care most about. 2017.
Yeah, can go either way.
Snapchat.
Cynthia's watching the fight at home. Is she, Cynthia? Are we throwing a party at your house?
Fight too. Cynthia's home.
All right. Okay.
If she is, we gotta check it out. I mean, especially if it's gonna be on TV. We can spend extra monies on food and bevs.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Jeff says, where I live, they don't buy fights at bars because people usually fight in the bar.
Yeah, actually, in Jersey, East Coast, a lot of bars, including the one I worked at, we stopped showing UFC because of that very same reason.
All right, so just
I
like
agree with that decision. I thought it was fun, but
so it seems like there's an open invite to Cynthia's house. If anybody's going to be in Costa Rica this weekend, I can't remember how many, if she has a couch or whatnot, but maybe sleeping arrangements can be set up. Tweet to Matt at SBR, and maybe we can organize that.
Do we have viewers, like local viewers?
there's a few.
There are?
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I know in New York City you can reserve tables and bars for $35 to watch the fight. It's been $65 on ALC instead.
That's not bad, honestly. Especially in New York City.
I want alcohol instead. Yeah, I mean that's the way you should do it.
Out of control. Like you have bottle service at some of those clubs in New York City, you pay $800 for a bottle. Absolutely.
I mean, you think about it. If I invited both of you guys over to the house to watch the fight, I'm dropping $100 on the fight. If we're in the States, I'm dropping another $30 on beer because I know you have good taste.
We would bring.
And
yeah, if you're buying the fight, your guests should bring something.
I would hope so. But yeah, just beer, food, and everything included. You're spending quite a bit of money. I said the bar option. Cynthia's inviting Steven Stucci to come on down
And sleep over.
Uh-oh. We got some stories about Steven, Cynthia. You might want to retract that offer.
Anyone doing prop bets on the fight? Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to look at some of the Aaron Judge one. I got to see who's playing that day and who's pitching.
Yeah, we got a bunch of prop
And
bets.
the EPL goals to punches one. I'm definitely going to look at that. I just don't know how many games are that day. There's another one, Manchester United. There's a big game that day for them. I don't know all the specifics of these props, but yeah, those are at 5 times. I know Bovada usually have good ones, but I'd say that the most entertaining ones, which is the props I like so far, see.
Okay.
Yeah, they usually have really good props. The Colorado State, Oregon State touchdowns one was good.
There was that one and another one. I can't remember what it was for that game too.
They've also got the total knockdowns by Conor McGregor versus home runs by Stanton. You know, would there be more total runs in Twins versus the Blue Jays than completed rounds in the fight?
Nice.
Will there be more total runs in Mariners-Yankees game versus completed rounds in the fight? So, you know, right there, these are via Bovada.
Okay.
So right there, if you're doing the Aaron Judge thing, you know, you also got the total on the Mariners-Yankees game versus rounds in the fight. So, you know, maybe you want to double some things up there. Strikeouts by Bumgarner versus completed rounds in the fight. Strikeouts by Cole Hamels for the same. Strikeouts by Sonny Gray for the same. Yeah, there's some interesting things starting to hit the market. People are really trying to do anything to be diverse out there. Give the most diverse offerings to get people to jump in and sign up. We've already got some articles out there on SBR breaking these things down. Some of our favorite props.
One went out today, I think. Justin was saying. So.
Yeah, so we've got some of our boxing minds. We've actually got Andreas Hill coming on today to film a video, kind of like the last thoughts going into the fight. So be sure to check that out. But again, guys, if you're looking to bet this fight, if you like some of these props, we've got a boxing props page that really outlines most of these prop odds. I'm going to find the link right now.
There's a
put it
on top of our website too for it.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat as well. It's a perfect time to go ahead and get into a new book, take advantage of the cool options they have. Take advantage of that sign-up bonus going into football season. So you've got more tools to work with.
Speaking of, don't you have sign-up bonus or a bonus with BetOnline for the fights?
Yeah. It's an exclusive offer for SBR. So if you're interested in signing up or reloading at BetOnline, if you do Drew Bet 55, you'll get 55% bonus on your reload, and that's more than they would offer regular. And also, if you just do Drew Bet, if you're opening up an account, you can get 75% on your money, and usually it's just 50%. So that's just exclusive for SBR. Also, want to shout out TAF plus 180 on a fighter deduction is nice. I agree. I like that. I like that.
I was talking about that this morning. I think that's very likely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, honestly, I watch somewhat boxing, especially the big fights. I see a lot. I mean, the point deduction is not all that uncommon.
No,
I know. I'm gonna bet that one.
And again, just one last chance to say, like the promo Drew just threw out there with football season. I mean, Jesus, starting the same day as the fight, essentially. It's a perfect time to take advantage of that sign-up bonus. If you're going to be betting all season, it's the prime opportunity to get on with the good book, take advantage of that sign-up bonus, and ride with it through the season. It's free money in your pocket to an extent. We preach the 3-book method here. Always wanting to have options, books that are first to market, books that have loose lines, the reduced juice option. Perfect opportunity to get on board right at the start of the season. Again, if you're doing this as a season-long thing for football, take advantage of the the bonus. If you're just looking to do it for the fight alone, the bonus is probably not the right thing for you because of the rollover. But yeah, any of you guys doing this all football season long, jump on that. What was that promo code?
Drew Bet or Drew Bet 55, either one.
I love it. All right, here's a great one. White Guy Video Games. Thoughts on them touching gloves to start around 1 plus 145. I see value there. He points out what I was going to bring up to you. McGregor and Diaz trash talk each other into oblivion and still touch gloves. At least their second time out. And even recently, this was the John Jones Cormier thing too. They also bump it up. So I think these guys have enough mutual respect for each other. And their press conference yesterday was oddly cordial. But I think that 145 is actually really good for them.
I like that one too. Yeah.
So between that and the plus 180 for a penalty, and within the distance from Mayweather, I think those are some solid value.
What about Nate walking out with Floyd Mayweather?
I like that one too, actually.
That is funny.
He has Little Wayne too. So I saw this Little Wayne come out without a shirt on.
But why would Nate come out? Like he lost? Conor beat him eventually.
That's the thing. I don't think Nick Diaz would take the time to give a shit about that.
I guess he's
at home getting stoned watching the fights.
Right.
That's kind of lame though. Like Conor, sure Nate beat Conor. We all saw it, but then Conor came back and beat Nate.
Correct.
So, it's like, hey, I'm coming out with a guy that you've also beat. Like that, had Conor not come back and beat the guy, in part 2, yeah, I get that. But yeah, Nate Diaz ain't coming to that fight.
You don't think?
No.
He's got wage.
Well, how has he been in the past? Is he the type of guy that goes to other UFC fights and sits in the stands? Okay.
It's different with UFC. The guys are always in the crowd. It's, they're placed there for specific reasons. They cut to them. Maybe later on.
Yeah. Maybe he's there.
Maybe he's there. Maybe.
Walking out.
Where does he live?
He lives in California.
Long Beach or something.
Maybe.
So, it's not a far trip. I could see him and his brother both making it over there.
Trip for those guys. I don't see Nate Diaz being the type of guy that would even care if Mayweather asked him to do that.
No, he's open. He doesn't care what anybody says. Yeah, that's one of the things that makes him so enjoyable.
He probably motherfuck Mayweather just to do it to be funny about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may do that.
Say yes and then not show up.
Right.
Yeah. Or send Nate out there instead. Try to confuse him.
He might as well show up with Jose Aldo.
That would be funny, actually.
He might as well just bring Jose Aldo with him. Hey, Conor, here's another guy you beat. That ain't happening.
All right.
All right, fellas. Anything else? Closing thoughts? Closing questions?
Anything else? Last thoughts here.
But Nate actually weighed in on the fight. I'm sure he did. Because people ask. You ask people that are relevant, people that have fought these guys in the past. Sure. I'm sure if they asked Pacquiao, he would have said something too. So Diaz isn't smart enough to don that. Yeah, Diaz, he doesn't. It's funny because you watch some interviews, he actually does come across somewhat intelligent. As weird as it sounds, some people say it kind of comes off as like an act or something. I don't know. But yeah, of course he weighed in on the fight. Somebody put a mic in his face and asked his opinion.
I don't remember what he said. It was funny.
I'm sure it was.
I saw it yesterday.
Glazed eyes. He gave reasons why McGregor can challenge. Not good. He wants to support why the guy that last beat him can apparently put up a fight.
Sport, honestly, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That'd be good. What does this do to boxing if Mayweather loses?
If Mayweather, nothing. Boxing's already fucked.
Okay.
Look
Fair
at the fight we're having right now.
No, exactly. I'm just saying, like, does this just prove?
I mean, this is borderline exhibition fight, honestly.
Yeah.
How much longer is boxing going to be around?
I don't see it going away.
It'll be an Olympic sport for the next.
Yeah.
Until our grandkids are still here, but
I don't know.
Right there with badminton.
I don't know. I've never watched it. I never really cared to watch it. I watch the big fights. I guess I enjoy them when they're good. But
Canelo versus GGG would be way better.
Fight, yeah.
Yep. And there's another big fight taking place the same night as the Mayweather McGregor. Can't remember what it was.
I don't know. And then there was a unification fight last weekend, which went through the guy. I can't remember his name, Campbell, perhaps. He won and unified a bunch of belts, but I don't.
It's like 5 different belts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all just weirdness. I don't know.
So well, yeah, guys, be sure again, check out we've got Andreas Hill coming on to break this down. For those of you who don't know, MMA writer, Yahoo Sports, MMA Mania, Sherdog. He's all over the place. Great insight. He's seen Conor fight probably more than most people have ringside. He's lucky in that extent. He gets to go to quite a few of these fights. So he's going to have some really interesting insight as to how this could play out, what his thoughts are. So we'll have him on the horn today. Be sure to look out for that video. Also, use that promo code. Use it, use it, use it. It's going to make your football season start off so much nicer to have that extra cash to roll with. And yeah, otherwise, enjoy the fight. Get on social media, tweet at us, let us know what your predictions are. We've got some good articles.
Yeah,
if you don't know,
you watching the fight, man, we'll post them up while we're getting wasted and watching the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or all the other fights. That's the other thing we kind of forget. It's not an MMA card. This boxing match can be 5 minutes long. So we gotta make sure we got stuff to do for the evening.
Yeah. And the undercard, I mean, I'm not into boxing, so I don't know really any of these guys.
Same thing. I was talking to my wife last night. She was like, "How long is this going to be?" I realized I'm used to going out with you guys and watching UFC events. It's 3.5 hours. This could be 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh well.
So apparently it's Miguel Cotto versus
Kamir.
Something like that. But yeah, they're fighting at 10 on Saturday as well on HBO.
Oh, that's on HBO.
Yeah. So
you know what? I bet you that true boxing fans will watch that. That might hurt the $5 million or the 5 million signups too. I bet any real boxing fan will probably rather watch that.
Well, if you have an edge right there, it might be an interesting parlay option to spice up a bet on Mayweather. That is such a sure way to go. But yeah, and then one last thing, we've got a new comment section on SBR picks. So if you look, when you open articles, you'll see on the side there's a little comment bubble. We're adding a comment button at the bottom of the articles, but click that. I know we're all chatty here in the chat box, but give us some feedback on the articles. A lot of good conversations going on there. Yeah, especially if you guys read Point Blank, Dave Modolinsky's article. Great way to start your day. Good conversations there. Dave is great about answering any and all of your questions. Mm-hmm. So take advantage of this. Just because we're not on the air doesn't mean that questions can't be questions can't be tossed out. Questions can't be answered. Use the comment section. Use social media. And yeah, that's about all I got. I'm ready for this weekend.
Yeah.
Football.
All right, boys. We'll have a lot on SBR picks. Thanks for tuning in, guys, in the chat box. It was fun. Anything else, Matty?
Beat the bag. SBRcontests.com.
All right.